Well, steal my candle and mail it to some Scottish listener in Brompton, if it isn't time for your horoscope. Sagittarius, November 22nd to December 21st. If you've been on the odds with a relative or close friend of late, culture some peacekeeping vibes. Inspire and cultivate an attitude of rapprochement. Take the high road and extend an olive branch of kindness and acceptance. They will appreciate the gesture, greeting you with open arms and what you assume is a smile, before falling to the floor, twitching uncontrollably in a dance of unbridled joy at your willingness to cast aside quarrels and bury hatchets, venting their bowels in a fit of joy before becoming completely motionless, their bodies failing them, in the face of your Christ-like calm and stoicism. As you stand over them, holding the branch, you will wonder if the cold-eyed man who sold you the tree limb was on the up and up. He was in quite the hurry. Funny name, Novichok. And you will wonder from where he hails. No point worrying about it now, however. Now is a time of action. Best you put a bit of stick about before the local bobbies catch wind of what has transpired. You'll have to bury the hatchet a few more times if you want your friend and or loved one to be easier to move. You always did say you loved them to pieces, didn't you?
I have.
Fuck off, you goblin-faced harlequin. Sorry about that. Where were we? Yes. Trouble on the home front. The disheveled vagrant who primarily resides behind the fried chicken delicatessen on your street will begin to violently rant at the mere sight of you, casting his arms about, pointing in what can only be accusation. He will plead desperately to those around to understand. You'll thank God for the twin-pronged lance of poor dentistry and substance abuse, for all around will fail to understand a word the poor man has to say. But pay heed, this could, however, still cramp your style. Though overall, he is unintelligible, it seems his ramblings assert various acts of carnal self-pleasure, glistening well-lubricated bodies, plectrums and frets, shimmering and undulating in the dead of night in an affront to God and decency. He only ever gets this way when you're around, points out your neighbour, that saccharine cunt, with his distinct accusatory yet questioning air. He's always been suspicious of you, though you've been nothing but neighbourly, if only he knew the truth. But you know what you did. You share a bond with this octogenarian street dweller, one he would sooner forget. You can see the poor vagrant in there beneath the glassy surface of those pleading eyes, screaming to forget that which you have inadvertently shared. You know why he is the way he is. You remember that evening as well as he. But you stare back indifferently. You refuse to take all the blame for this. It was 3 a.m, so you didn't think to hide your private dalliances from prying eyes. But the floor-to-ceiling windows of your living room would have proved quite the stage, were one inclined to see. You wonder now if perhaps this is why Mrs. McGiggins from 23 across the way took her own life. Can your love truly be said to be this abhorrent? At any rate, it'll all come up roses for you in the end. The carpal tunnel you'll inflict on yourself that night will set you up with workers' comp for life, though your poor guitar may never hold a tune the same way again. Wait and see. Maybe the solution here is not less, but more. Maybe you'll try again tonight. Leave the windows open. Put on a rip-roaring show. Maybe seeing you again hunched over your trusty old Stratocaster will be all it takes to break the old man. That would be money for spare jam now, wouldn't it? Your lucky locale this week is Cheyenne Mountain. Your lucky time, 1 minute to midnight. And your lucky number is 000 000. Enter. That's 6 zeros. So dear listener, it is time for us to part again. Time for me to say goodbye and good luck. But before you go, might I just ask that you turn your key. I said